Hey everybody, this is Melina from scrapbookingwithme.com, and today I want to show y'all something that you can make. It looks like faux tea bag, and you can use just some household stuff. I had questions from the project that I made last week on how I made this vellum paper look so vintage. I went over just a little bit of how I did it, but didn't show the full process. So I was going to show you that and show you how to make the pocket, but also show you how you can make it look like faux tea bag. I mean, that totally looks like tea bag to me. If you don't think so, that's fine. But I'm going to show you how you can even make a little faux tea bag pocket. And I am not one that I love to tea dye, like just brew some really stout, strong tea and tea dye my papers. I love doing that, but I am not one to use the tea bags later. I don't like the grounds, the texture of those grounds coming out, and I just don't like that. So I found a way to make my own tea bag, faux tea bag version. So you can use wax paper, or you can use deli paper, tracing paper, or parchment. I have parchment sheets here. Or you can use, like I did here, you can use vellum. And I'm going to show you how this comes together. We're going to ink all this up and stain it all up. Now, I have a bottle here that used to have rubbing alcohol in it. It does not have rubbing alcohol in it. Now, it's all gone. And I'm going to get some ink. Now, if you want to use oxide ink, any kind of distress ink, whatever you want to use. For these, I actually sprayed them from the bottle. Let me find one here. No, not that. From the oxide inks, the bottle of oxide ink. So this is a green one, but I used walnut stain on these and just shook it up and sprayed it, and then used my little spatula to spread the stuff around. We're gonna make our very own, sorry about that, we're gonna make our very own ink here in the spray bottle. So if you have a refill, you're gonna be able to make this with me. So we're going to go get some water in this. All right, so I got water in it. And then I'm going to get my ink refill. This is tea dye. So I'm not going to go as dark as I did with that one, because that one's walnut stain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I think. About 18 drops. I think we'll do it. Now I'm going to put the top back on. Shake it up. Okay, so that's what we've got left with. That looks like strong tea to me. What do y'all think? Okay. Now, I'm going to get one of my vellum sheets here. Move my little projects over. I've got my messy mat down. And I'm going to start spraying this vellum. See, now it's a whole lot lighter on the actual vellum than it is in the bottle. But I've got these little speckles everywhere, and if you don't want that, then you can start just smooshing it around like you want. And see, that's going to give you those water droplet spots on your vellum. Okay, and then, yeah, it's going to really, really curl up on you. Don't worry about that. That's what it do, as my brother-in-law says. Alicia's husband says that all the time. It's going to do that, and see, you've got nice little water droplets up there. You're just going to unwrap it and kind of bend it up and slosh that color around as much as you want to. And then if you've got some spray, you can get out some spray. This is my walnut oxide, and I'm just gonna do a couple of little sprays on there like that. But I'm not particularly a big fan of just that spray look, so I'm gonna zhuzh it around some, just like that, and kind of spread that around. And see, we've got a lot of stuff going on here, and it looks like a hot mess right now. But once everything dries, we're gonna have paper that looks like that. So you just keep on spreading it around until it's to your liking. You can get your other spray and spray some more into those darker spots if you want to. If you've got a spot on there that's not as dark as what you would like right here, you can spray it some more. Then here comes the patient part. You've got to set it aside and let it dry completely. So here is my vellum sheet, and I'm going to set it aside and let it start drying. And we're going to start on some, let's go to the wax paper now. Okay, here's the wax paper. I'm going to go straight into that. That's already on the mat. I think what I will do also is spray some onto the mat so I can get this wax paper just to go ahead and stick down a little bit onto my mat. And then I'll spray that some. And I just like darker, so I could have gone with my walnut stain re-inker if I wanted to. But I am going to darken this up some with my walnut stain oxide. And then I'm going to get rid of some of these little specks and stuff, but make more water droplets every once in a while there. Then you can also get a rag, like an old dish rag, and kind of blot off some of the stuff too, wherever you want that to blot. And then you can speckle it a little bit if you want to. I love that. Y'all know I love splatters. We can do that. And then you're going to set this wax paper aside. Look at there. We've got some nice little stuff going on the wax paper. We're going to set this aside, let it dry, and then let's go to the deli paper or the parchment paper. And I'm just going to put it on down into that ink and water that's already on my mat. And then I'm just going to go in with my walnut stain on this one. And we're going to cover it good. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of blot some of the pieces that didn't get all the way to the edge maybe. And then I'm going to get my tarnished brass ink. I'm going to spray a few spots of that. That's gorgeous. It's not showing up as beautiful as it is in person on the camera, but that is gorgeous. So that's my deli paper or my parchment paper. Look how pretty that is. Okay, we're going to let that dry completely. And I'm just saying that my favorite probably is the vellum every time, but if you don't have vellum, this is another way using this or wax paper to get that full effect. All right, and I'm going to do one more sheet of vellum. I hadn't even got the branding strip off of there yet. One more sheet of vellum. I'm going to try to pick up as much of this dark as I can, or the ink that's already on the, look at there. How pretty that is. It even picked up some green from a previous project I was working on. I didn't clean my mat off good, huh? So I'm going to pick all that up and then turn it over. It's already wanting to fold up on me. I'm just going to pop it a few times, try to get that folding out of it. And then kind of give me a little crease in the middle so it'll lay on my mat. And this is how I did these and got that really dark look. I got my walnut stain out, the oxide, and then just kind of way high up sprayed. And then I got my spatula and I moved it around some. And that just kind of covered the whole thing, so I didn't have any white left on the vellum. And I'm just showing you two ways. One was the tea stain that we did earlier, and then this is the walnut stain. And see, you can already tell you're going to get a much darker look from the walnut stain oxide ink. It's already coloring the vellum really, really easily, I might add. Hardly any work to that. And then, of course, we can splatter it and give us some little speckles, too. But I just wanted to cover this vellum pretty completely, and you can see the oxide coming through on that. And then I'm going to, just straight from the re-inker of the tea stain, I'm going to do a little speckle and a little dot, and then get my tea stain spray and spray that out. And that is going to give a really cute little look to it. Kind of mix that around and let that fly around on my paper a little bit. And give myself some streaks and stuff. And yeah, that's how I did those really dark pockets over there. Now this is kind of more coffee stain than it is tea, but I still really love it. Now, with the oxide, you are going to get some oxidation, and it's going to look a little purple. Even in this one, it looked a little purple in spots. You are going to get that when you start to rub it down. If you don't like that look, just get the tea stain, the lighter color that you did, and go over that. It's going to cover up a lot of it. Okay, so I am loving how this vellum is looking. And we're going to let everything dry. And if you want to, you can take a heat tool to it and start trying to get those little spots dried like you want them. Or you can just let them air dry. It's totally up to you. You do whatever you would like. And we're going to let all of these completely dry, and then I'm going to show you what they look like. And yes, while this is out and I've got ink, I am going to mop that up with some index cards. If you've got postcards, some plain postcards, you could sop all this up with that too. Whatever you want to use to sop up. I just think it's a crying shame if you've got all this ink, all this color on a mat, and you just wipe it up with your messy rag and don't use all of that to get you some nice vintage looking postcards and index cards. So mop it up. You can even put them together if one of them's got excess on it, and get that sopped up really well, and then we can put our messy mat away. Alright, so here are our dried surfaces. This is the wax paper. It is darker than it's showing on my camera screen for whatever reason. This is the deli paper or parchment paper, and I like to wad the parchment paper up. I mean, I like to wad everything up, but it just makes it look more tea bag-ish to me. And then here are the two pieces of vellum, and this one is the one that we mostly only use the tea stain spray that we made, and then this one is mostly the walnut stain oxide on it. And one side, I mean, it turned it so purple. I mean, the oxidation is crazy on the one side. Then on the other side, it's more like these pockets that I made in those little matchbook thingies. So now we are going to make some tea bag style pockets. Some faux tea bags. If you're like me and you just cannot stand all of that grimy tea grains. Oh, those tea grains drive me insane. And this trimmer is about to do the same thing because the blade keeps popping off. Alright, I just cut the branding strip off the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing to this other one. Turn it over on the side so I can see the branding strip. Then we're going to cut it off. Alright, so I have already folded up this parchment paper. And the parchment paper I have has these little zigzaggy line. It's just sheets of it. It's not on a roll. And I like how that looks. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to about, 3.5. And I've just folded it, but left about what? An inch at the top. Okay, so I'm going to cut these at 3.5. And then whatever's left over is just what's left over. Let's see, yeah. Oh, don't tear on me. Okay, then we have a little skinny one, and that's perfectly fine. See, it's already kind of looking, it's just like a family size tea bag. It's a little bit taller, a little bigger. Okay, I've got torn edge over here on this wax paper. You can figure that out however you want to. If you want to leave it like that, if you want to rip it off, whatever. I think I am going to cut this in half, about half. Okay, and then, yeah, this is going to be like the little bitty tea bags, but we'll make pockets out of them too. I like it like that. Let's go pretty much almost to the top and then fold that over. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to give myself a nice clean cut on each end so it's nice and straight. And then we will cut these down to size 2, about approximate tea bag size. So let's go about 2 1/4 maybe. Yeah, I think so. So 2 1/4, and these are 2 1/4 by about 2 3/4. So 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So these are some bigger ones. Here's some smaller ones. Then I've got that little bitty piece left right there, and I will use that in my scrap pile. Okay, now on to the vellum. And if you'll notice, these things are giving me the crinkly vibes that I love so much in my journals. And if I fold that up, we're going to get bigger ones, which is okay. I'm fine with that. So let's go ahead and fold that up. Get it pretty straight across the board. And then you can manipulate this and crinkle it up so that you got an easier surface to work with. Oh, that's a good one. So 2.5 on these. That's a good size. Let's do another 2.5. And then I might do a couple of wider ones too. There's another one, 2.5. And then let's kind of do this one down the middle. Oh, there's a wide one. There's a nice family size tea bag right there. Okay, so there's that one. And let's go ahead and just do this one too. Lots of crinkling. Fold it up. Manipulate those corners so they work well with you. Okay, I'm going to go 2 3/4 on these. This might have been some green tea. It's light. 2 3/4. And then we've got the one that's just a little slimmer left over. So now we have what kind of resemble some tea bag. I'm really liking the look of these. And now let's figure out what we want to do to them as far as edging. I think what I want to do is stitch around the edging of them. And I will also, I don't know if I will do a little notch on the front of all of them, but some of them I'll do a little notch in the front, and we need to decorate the fronts and then also make some tags and things to go down in them. So the scrap busting part of this will be the decorating, because we're just going to do little clusters, layered clusters on the fronts of these. But first I am going to do my stitching. I'm just going to do a straight stitch all the way around so I have enough real estate inside the pocket, and then that's also going to take care of these wonky edges that are wanting to fold up and warp up. Okay, alright, so I have stitched around all of them. I went ahead and decorated some of them from each little pile just to show you how they come together. The little bitty ones there, too cute. And that is the wax paper ones. This is the parchment paper or deli paper ones. And then these are the vellum ones. So we've got a little tag down in there. And the vellum is strong enough, no worries about anything tearing. Another little journal card I made for that one. Now the wax paper and the parchment paper, just be sure not to make your pieces too wide that you put down in there, because you know they're not as sturdy as regular paper. And then this one that I just made for that, got lots of journaling space back behind it. And there is one little place down in that one that wants to keep it from going down in there, but it's fine. So that is kind of like the faux tea bag pockets that you can make. Very, very easy. And we'll decorate some here together also. But they make great embellishments for your journals. You could add these on your bag pockets if you wanted to. Put maybe some cheesecloth back behind that. Very pretty. Just on a little short page, or you could put it on out here and have journaling space there. I don't know why it looks so bright. Let's try to fix that here. We'll come down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so out this way a little bit, you've got journaling space if you wanted to, or you're gonna just put it on a regular page, make it a tuck back behind it. Put them in other pockets if you wanted to. Have it as a little stick out there. How cute is that? These tiny ones go really well on your little short pages too. So if you've got like here, look how cute that would be on that little short page there. So these are really cute, and if you don't drink a lot of tea, we drink tea here at our house, but usually it's already brewed stuff that we buy. We have a place here in the South called Milo's, M-I-L-O-S, and they make like the best tea ever. And Erin knows how to make tea, and I know how to make tea, but I don't think either one of us can make tea as good as Milo's restaurant does. And they have their gallons of tea in supermarkets and stuff, so we just get it like that. I do have tea bags in my cupboards, but you know what I use that for? Tea staining paper. But anyways, yeah, I don't drink a lot of tea, and they're very fiddly. The little tea bag is very fiddly. It's very porous. It's just not worth my time. I get overwhelmed and at it, so I give up on trying to empty out tea grounds, and it's just too much mess in my opinion. A lot of people like using them. I just don't. I don't like it at all. Oh me. Okay, so let's make or decorate another one of these while you're here. I mean, y'all know how to decorate, but I know someone will say, well, I wish you would have showed us how you decorated those. I'm just getting scraps out of my scrap bowl and making little clusters on the fronts of them. That's all I'm doing. And that was just a little scrap of paper that I had stamped on. So it's a little kind of canceled postage stamp piece. And then this was just a little collage paper that was in my scrap pile. And there goes Lila in here burping back behind me. For anyone that doesn't know, Lila is our 3-pound Yorkie. She's not one of my children burping in here. I would have got them, but you know, what are you going to do about a 3-pound Yorkie burping in your craft room? Nothing. Not a thing. Not really anything you can do unless you just keep them out. Okay, just a little piece of washi. I think I'm going to put it right there. And then maybe like that. And a little postage stamp, maybe. I like decorating with postage stamps, and I like kind of color coordinating. Oh yeah, I like that. Because that's got a little bit of purple over there on that. We'll go ahead and glue this down. Now on one of these clusters I sewed across it just to give it a little extra pizzazz. I think, yep, that one. So you can sew these together and then just glue on the cluster, or you can do like I'm doing and just glue on the pieces, however you want to do it. Okay. And then that there. And then this little stamp down here, I do believe. And then we can get some scrap and just kind of figure out how big we need it. And I'll just cut this down over here and see if we've got a piece that we can use. Okay, I just layered up a couple of pieces from my scrap pile and put a little stamp on there, and whoop, adding that down in there. And you can put a topper on it like I did these. It's just some little bits of lace that I folded over and put at the top of the tag, or you can leave them plain as is like that. I think this one I might, since we don't have a lot going on at the top, I might do, sorry about that, somebody all of a sudden decided to start texting me over and over and over. I might do a little hole and get me some twine and put at the top of this. You know, I love my people, but a lot of times I never get a text at all until I come and start working in my workroom, as Erin calls it. Then all of a sudden my phone is blowing up and then people are calling me and I'm like, well, I just thought I was going to get some work done. Oh well. So see, then we've got that little twine there at the top of that one, and we could put that anywhere in our little journal that we wanted to. This would be cute here, just to add a little bit of pizzazz to that. Let's get a little bit of cheesecloth. Let me show you what I was saying earlier. If we just cut this up some, just get a little piece and add back behind there so it gives you some texture. That's just cute. I love it. And a little pocket, and it looks kind of like a tea bag. And we've had some fun with getting a little bit messy and altering some of our household stuff, like wax paper and parchment paper, and then some vellum sheets. If you are in need of vellum, we have sheets in the shop at scrapbookingwithme.com. And if you need inks, we have those also. But I have enjoyed this little project. I think I will continue to decorate some more like these. I don't know that I would even decorate the outsides of them because I love the look, the stain look that these got. They're so pretty. I might just leave them as is and add a really colorful decorative tag in them. Let's see if I've got a ready-made one that I wouldn't have to do anything else to that's tall enough here. I didn't have any that were skinny enough. So these are the index cards that we ran around in the in the ink that was left on our messy mat when we inked all of these surfaces, these pieces. And that's just index card cut up. Let's do a little tab at the top of it. And this is just some brown paper bag. And I will ink the edges of it. I mean, see, this was a very easy, scrappy, kind of grungy way to get some pockets made for our journals. I think I will put that tab on with just a little staple. But super easy. After you get everything dyed, I mean, the pockets come together so easy. I mean, look how cute that is. If you've got a really colorful journal, then that would just be a little neutral one that you could put in there. Super cute. Love that. These are a little skinnier than that one was, so I could, I think I will put some kind of decoration on the outside of this one. Some cheesecloth, and then a little piece off of the wax paper. Just using that there. Folded it over. And then another little piece of something like this vellum that I have in my stash. It's more probably kind of like tissue paper than vellum. Alright, and let's get a little thing of color of some kind back behind here, not all brown. Too long. Yes, and then maybe another stamp. I'm on the postage stamp kick today. Ooh, I like that. Let's use it. Okay, I'm just going to ink this little piece since it's lighter. I can't believe I actually saved this in my scrap pile because it is so tiny. By my own rules, I shouldn't have saved it, but here I am doing it. And it's working, ain't it? But I cannot keep all of the tiny little bitty pieces. It's just not something that I can do and keep my sanity. Fabric glue just to make sure that this little stamp stays stuck. Okay, so a little grungy, scrappy decoration for the outside of that one. We just need to get a tag to go inside of that one. With this little piece, I made the tag and just put on a bulb clip at the top and a little charm. It's actually a crab on the charm. It doesn't even go with any of that. I think that style is called kitschy, kitschny, something like that, where it might not be something suitable or lovely in anybody else but the person that made it. I think that's the definition of that. So I've really enjoyed making these. I hope you have enjoyed watching and making some grungy faux tea bag pockets with me. If you make some of these, I want to see them, so be sure to tag me at Scrapbusters or Melina Pylant, and I will try my best to find you and leave you some love. Y'all have a great day. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.